I was 29 years old, and I was finished. In my grandmother's Yiddish, kaput. Keine Bucher mit Yichus will dich nehmen. What boy from a good family will take you? A girl that comes home at this hour, a kurve. Whore in Polish. My grandmother's definition for actress. Me. I was 29 years old and I wasn't married. I just came back to Tel Aviv from 2 years in New York City. All my girlfriends are having their first babies. I don't even have a boyfriend. Kaput! And it's not for lack of trying. Oh, believe me. More than anything, I wanted to be accepted into my mother's golden shrine of the anointed. The successful girls. Ach, did you hear about Pnina's daughter? Oh! She got herself such a catch. 30 years old. He's the head of the cardiology department of the hospital. 3 children, the 4th on the way. She's pregnant and she just finished her PhD. No? My Eitach, what will be with you? Believe me, I tried everything. I even tried to escape from both of them to New York City, which only made things worse because I had another disastrous relationship with yet another writer. Tormented writers, actors, and poets were my specialty. Back home in Tel Aviv, I agreed to a succession of disastrous blind dates, at the end of which I decided, kaput, finished. But I'm never going on another blind date again. And 2 weeks later, I turned 29, and the phone rang. Shoshana Sharni, a friend of my parents. Hi, Noah. You probably don't remember me. We only met once. But Eli, my husband, has a colleague whose son just came back from America. Is it all right to give your telephone number? An American? Yes, yes, but he came here to do his master's at Tel Aviv University. In what? I don't know. Something in science. Well, how old is he? I'm not sure. Well, what's his name? I don't know. Look. I don't know. I never met him. But I can tell you one thing for sure. He comes from a good family. That's it. A guy for my grandmother. I hit rock bottom. I said, look, Shoshana, that's very kind of you, but I decided not to go on blind dates anymore. No, no, no. Don't look at it as a shidduch. It's not a match. Just take him around. You sit in the cafes, you know so many people. He just came from America, he doesn't know anybody. Do a mitzvah, a good deed. Okay, a mitzvah I can do. A couple weeks later, the phone rings. A clearly nervous voice, an absolute American, is quivering. Hi, I got your number from my dad. Hi, I said. Look, I have to be honest with you, I just came back from New York City. I don't really like Americans. That's okay, he says. I'm from California. When I hang up the phone, I realized I had just laughed for 30 minutes and agreed to a blind date with an American botanist. On October 31st, not a day that we celebrate in Israel, I opened the door to a tall, thin man with a trimmed beard, large, square, dark-rimmed glasses, button-down shirts, pens in the pocket, the epitome of nerd. He holds out a bottle of California wine. Happy Halloween! Israelis don't bring gifts, let alone on blind dates. I let him in, and the panic sets in. What in the world do I have in common with a scientist? I mean, I go with interesting people, artists, poets, theater people. What in the world do I have in common with a botanist? What are we going to talk about? So naturally, the guy needs to be put to the test. I mean, naturally. So in between the laughter and the jokes, I drop in the name of Bertolt Brecht, my favorite poet and writer. He hasn't heard of him. Dostoevsky, heard but never read. Not even the brothers Karamazov, no. Well, it's obvious. It's obvious that moi, sophisticated, refined, creative, complex moi, have absolutely nothing in common with this American botanist who studies the tip end of cucumber roots under a microscope. Yes, he's funny, yes, we're laughing, but what are we gonna talk about? And then I remember my plants. I have a balcony full of plants, and I have this one that I'm having trouble with, and here's a plant guy, and we're gonna talk about my plants. So I take him out to the balcony, and I point to this plant, and I say, look, it gets sun, but it's not doing too well, so is sun good for this guy? And the American looks very closely, and he says, yeah, sun's good. Yeah, sun's not bad. What is that? Is that a yes or no? I mean, we're Israelis. I'm Israeli. It's life or death. Yes or no? War or peace? What is this? Who is this guy? So I point to the wall. Well, it's shady there. I mean, is shade good? Yeah. Yeah, shade's good. Shade's not bad. Who is this guy? I do the after call to my girlfriend, Mickey. I don't know, Mickey. I mean, we laughed for 3 hours. My face is hurting from laughing, but the guy, I mean, he's a botanist. He hasn't never even read the Brothers Karamazov. What's his name, she asks. No. I'm not telling you his name. You're going to do that high school thing we used to do. Noah Katz, Noah Goldberg. Forget it. I don't even know if I'm going on a second date with this guy. So she sends me to her therapist. Her therapist asks me to make a list of the 3 most important things I'm looking for in a man. I'm shocked beyond furious. Moi? Sophisticated, refined, creative, complex. Moi to make a list like groceries? He's unruffled. Come on, there must be something you're looking for. What, does he need to come from a good family? My grandmother needs that. He needs to, I don't know, he needs to be smart. Good. So, let's suppose the guy has a double PhD from Harvard in mathematics and philosophy. That's smart, yeah. And let's say you're married and you come home and you start talking about your work in the theater and with the emotionally disturbed children, and he sits on the couch and he reads the paper, he doesn't look up. Is that good? No, but he's smart. Double PhD from Harvard. But he has to be interested in what I'm doing. So perhaps we write down mutual curiosity. Okay. And he has to be patient because I'm a very impatient person. Good. Mutual curiosity, patience. What would be number 3? I don't know. Good sex. Good sex, completely overrated. Good sex comes with time and intimacy. How about you write down basic physical pleasantness? You're the therapist. So, this American botanist, does he have the 3 things on your list? Well, how should I know? I only met him once. Perhaps you need to meet again. So, as a therapeutic exercise, I decide to meet the American for a second time. He brings flowers, but what do I care? It's an exercise. And then for the 3rd date, in what I can only describe as a moment of temporary insanity, I agreed to go to the university swimming pool with him. And it's only when I come out of the locker room that I realize he's going to see me in my bathing suit on our 3rd date with these white thighs. Exercise, therapy or not, I am sprinting up the grassy slope to the row of folding lounge chairs overlooking the pool. I have to get there before him to put the towel over my thighs. I dive into the chair so fast, it folds on top of me. The American is trying very hard not to laugh. He politely bent down and extends his hand to help me out of my somewhat unusual posture. My face is beet red, enhanced by the proximity and the glare of the white thighs. But I take the hand, I have no choice. It's cool and steady and feels familiar, somehow like home. I do the after call to my friend Mickey. Oh, Mickey, you know, after that pool catastrophe, he brings me another gift. He says for the next time I'm in water, a bag of bath toys. I mean, a little yellow ducky and a white swan and a green turtle. I mean, oh, that is so sweet. Sweet? Noah, can't you see? It's a breath of fresh air. No ego. And for the first time in my hyper-hysterical state of anxiety, I take a moment to breathe. Yeah, I guess that is kind of sweet. He's reading the Brothers Karamazov. He is reading Dostoevsky for you? What's his name? Stuart. Stuart what? Stuart Baum. Noa Baum. Not bad. Not bad at all. On our wedding day, Shoshana Shalny meets Stuart for the very first time. She gives me a big smile. No, what did I tell you, huh? He comes from a good family.